podcast. So we welcome to you all and thank you for joining us this hour. We want to talk about a lot of things that are happening today. Yesterday we spoke about the past 2 days. We've been talking about illegal foreigners, all right, and that is what was happening in South Africa. And today we want to talk about the war the war in Israel. I mean the war in Iran. We know that the United States of America has decided to fully attack Iran. Layo, oh brother, welcome, brother, welcome, brother. So we want to take a look at the war in Iran. What has it achieved so far? And it is clear that it has not been able to achieve anything when you look at what Trump has been saying. All right. He has been saying that the war will end in 2 days and they will control the Strait of Hormuz and all that. And you look at everything that they said about the war, about Iran, none of that has materialized. And I'm of the view that everything that we were told, it was but a distraction. I don't think the war was about controlling the Strait of Hormuz, or the war was about the United States of America making Iran to bow down. I think the war has achieved its goal, but not what we're being told, all right? Because if you take a look at what America has been able to achieve, America has been able to achieve uh, um, a number of things. And right now, the oil that was supposed to people were supposed to buy, nations that were supposed to buy oil from Iran. They're no longer buying oil from Iran, they're buying oil from the United States of America. In other words, all the sales or all the monies that Iran was making, now it's in the United States of America. All the oil profits that the Middle East was generating from other nations of the world, all that money now is going to the United States of America, because you'll remember that Trump invited the whole world to go buy oil from the United States of America, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed because Iran is not selling, or the Middle East are not selling oil like they used to. Iran is not selling millions and millions of barrels of oil like it used to be. All right. America is doing that. Okay. And so when you look at what America wanted to achieve, it had nothing to do with the Strait of Hormuz. It had nothing to do with nuclear, because uh, we know that Iran does not have nuclear. We know that they destroyed their nuclear facilities some 2 years ago. So they don't have anything. So the war was not even about the nuclear. The war was not about anything. The war was about oil control. All right. It was about oil control. It was for the United States of America to be able to control the movement of oil globally. That's what it was all about. And many people, because we do not connect, we do not see America having won by now being a major player when it comes to the shipment and the movement of oil. I can tell you that the United States of America has won the war, because before the war, the Middle East was responsible for 30% of the global oil. All right, the Middle East was responsible for the 30% of the global oil supply. All right, that was the Middle East, and that 30% global oil supply, it is now in the United States of America. It is the USA that is now supplying the world with oil, because the strait was closed, and ever since the Strait of Hormuz was shut, oil that was supposed to be supplied by the Middle East, that oil was supplied by the United States of America. So that makes United States of America victorious, because before the war, they were not they did not have the 30% of global oil supply. That 30% of global oil supply was in the Middle East. During the war, the United States of America cut off the 30% supply of oil from the Middle East. And the United States of America said, come to me to get that 30%. And so that makes the United States victorious because they now control more oil or oil supply more than before. So that is a victory if you look at it that way. But if you're going to look at it in terms of what they're telling us, in terms of what they're telling us about the nuclear, in terms of what they're telling us about terrorists, it has nothing to do with terrorism. It has nothing to do with nuclear bomb. They don't have it in Iran because if Iran had nuclear bomb, they would have used it by now. Why is it that they've never used it? All right, if they have it, and if they really had the nuclear, why would you risk attacking somebody whom you say they have a deadly weapon? They have a deadly missile. So all the things that are happening, it is obvious that what the media or what is being reported or what is being said, it is not the actual truth. Because should they tell us the actual truth, we're gonna be awake and they want to keep us asleep. All right, so they cannot tell us their real intentions. All right, but um we know what is happening, we know what is going on. We know that the United States of America, it's gearing up to take control globally. Yesterday we mentioned that many people believe, and well, their analysis are correct, but they are missing something. They're saying that the American empire is falling or the American empire is coming to an end. I can say to some degree they have their facts right because when you look at what is currently happening, you can think you are not wrong to think that way. But America, it's not coming to an end. There's a shift that America is doing because America was a superpower, all right? It was a superpower, okay? But it was not controlling all the nations of the world. It was a superpower on its own in terms of globally, it is the only nation that is powerful both economically, both economically and both military, all right? So when you look at financially, the United States is the most powerful or strongest nation. You look at them military, you look at them technology, you look at with anything, the USA is the best. So in terms of that, the USA is a superpower, best nation when it comes to when you cannot compare the United States of America to any nation under the sun. So they are a superpower. So they are tired being a superpower, but they don't control the whole world. So they're moving from just being a superpower that everybody knows, that everybody acknowledges, that everybody maybe fears. Now they want to be the world superpower. So now they want to control everyone in the world. Okay, so yes, you're correct that America is not paying attention or is not doing anything for the citizens of the United States in terms of the war. The citizens of the United States are not benefiting anything in terms of the war. We know that they've spent over $25 billion, okay, and taxpayers' monies. And we know that the citizens of the USA have not benefited anything from the 25 billion that has been spent in the war. We know that, all right? But here's what we're missing. America has done all that it's supposed to do for its citizens, has achieved all it's supposed to achieve for its citizens. Now it is done with that project. The project of the United States now is to take control globally. It is to become a world superpower, not just a superpower in the West, not just a superpower in America, but the superpower globally. All right. Quado, welcome. Quado says they gain of their factories. they want to control everything, okay? And that is why they start with oil. Why start with oil? You start with oil because every department or every factory, every industry, everything that moves, it uses oil, okay? There is no machine, there's no technology that can do without oil. So they first seized the oil in Venezuela. Why do you need the oil in Venezuela? They knew that our next target is Iran. So as if we can go to Iran and close the Strait of Hormuz, we will not be able to put the world into a corner. Will not be able to raise the prices of oil like we could if Venezuela was still running. Because once you attack Iran, then Venezuela will become the supplier of oil globally. So the American says we cannot allow Venezuela to become the supply of oil globally if we attack Iran. So let us first capture Iran. I mean, let us first capture Venezuela. That is why they went to Venezuela first. Okay, that's why they went to Venezuela first. Why go to Venezuela? They wanted to make sure that no one can supply oil globally. Nobody can say, hey, since the ships are not able to get oil in the Strait of Hormuz, come to us. Okay? So America wanted to make sure that the only place the nations can get oil is in the United States of America. That's how they played this game. You see, so it was not about ending the war in 3 days. It was not about ending the war in 10 days. It was not about the ceasefire. It was not about all that. The war was about the United States of America controlling the supply of oil globally. All right. And then now the United States of America, it's a major role player when it comes to oil supply globally. All right. And the end game, there must be a leader in Iran, or the leadership of Iran must submit to the demands of the United States of America. Okay? Because the United States of America will not surrender will not give up right now their control of oil. So even if the Strait of Hormuz is opened, the USA must control the movement of oil, must control the supply of oil. That is why they assassinated Ayatollah Khamenei, because Ayatollah was against this global agenda. All right. Ayatollah was against this global agenda of making the United States of America a world superpower. In other words, all nations must surrender their sovereignty to the United States of America. China is expected to surrender its sovereignty to the United States of America. Uh, MEB777 says the petrodollar is dead. Brother, the petrodollar will not die. The petrodollar is not dead. It will not die. Remember, the only way to kill petrodollar, it was for the BRICS nation, okay? The BRICS nation was the only one who could kill the petrodollar. But the BRICS nation has been outsmarted by America, because America controls now the Middle East, okay? The USA controls the Middle East. And by the fact that the USA controls the Middle East will continue to use petrodollar, all right? They will continue to use petrodollar. Nobody's going to dump it. So the BRICS nation came to the party too late, because the BRICS nation was supposed to act. That is why Trump told us that the reason he went and captured Venezuela, the reason he went and captured Iran or the Middle East, he said that if America had not done so, China and Russia would have done so, all right? Trump said if America had not gone to Venezuela and taken control of Venezuela, China and Russia will have done so. And by China and Russia, that is BRICS. All right. So what America has done, it's what the BRICS nation wanted to do. So if the BRICS nation had succeeded in controlling Iran and controlling Venezuela, then the petrodollar was going to succumb. The petrodollar was going to die. But Trump saw it coming and they acted before the BRICS nation could act. So now, because Trump or the USA is still in charge, I can see MEB, you say 777, you say no, they don't. Brother, they do. They do. They do. And you need to put on your analytical mind, your analysis mind, all right, when you're dealing with these events. Now, look at what is currently happening in the Middle East, all right? Who supplies them with weapons in the Middle East? Who protects the Middle East? All right? Who? Is the USA, okay? The USA has military bases in the Middle East, almost in all those nations of the Middle East, all right? All right? So the USA is bombing Iran from where? It's not the USA bombing Iran from the Middle East, okay? All right, okay. You say not anymore. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. So the issue here, it's making. Oh, all right. Says I'm a veteran. All right, sir. All right, sir. Yeah, well, we acknowledge that. We acknowledge that you are a veteran. It's okay. It's okay. But here, there are things that even the veterans, they're not aware of. Okay, there are agendas that even the veterans are not revealed, or they are not told about them. There are plans that you are not aware of. All right, okay. But now what we're talking about, what we're talking about now is what is currently happening. Okay, no, the USA will never tell its citizens that we want to have global control. Okay, the USA will never tell anybody that we want to control the whole world. Okay, what they've been doing, is to deceive you, is to give you information, and then you focus on that information. They're doing something else. All right. Quado says every country is thinking about peace except America. All right. Well, yeah, currently America cannot be thinking about peace because America is thinking about conquering the world. America is thinking about conquering the world, and America is thinking about having global power. MEB 777. I did not mean to say that you are deceived. I'm talking in generally. I was not referring to you when I talk about deception. I'm speaking in general terms that this is what they do. They give us a narrative and we focus on that narrative. All of us, myself included, because that's what they do. All of us are fed information that is not correct. And as we run with that information that is not correct, that distracting us, deceiving us, they do something else. Okay, they do something else. So that's what I mean when I say deception. I don't refer to you as an individual. I refer to all of us, that they are deceiving all of us. All right, that deceiving all of us globally. All right, because this is how they this is how they work. They create a chaos, and out of the chaos they bring order. Okay, so even the wars that have been fought, World War One, World War Two, and now they are trying to make World War Three. Even all those wars, it was not necessary for those wars to take place, but they are planned because they want to achieve certain goals. And there are certain things that you can only achieve through war. Okay, Like if you want to capture a country, you want to capture a nation, you cannot capture it through diplomatic channels. You cannot capture it through marriage, through a nice thing. You need to bring war. There must be war. All right. You are correct, MB777. You are correct. War brings money to the elites. Okay, they have weapons, they have bombs that they must sell, and in order to sell those weapons, to sell those dangerous weapons, there must be a war. So when there is a war, indeed, the elites will make money. All right. So we must understand that all the bombs that are in the world, all the missiles that are in the world, one day those missiles must be used and must be tested, okay? And the only way to use them or to test those missiles, you must create a war. So all I'm saying is that each and every war that we see is planned. Each and every war that we see, some people sat down and decided that we need to have a war. And in this war, this is what we must achieve. There is no war that it starts by accident. Each and every war is planned by the powers that be. All right. Guado says, sell weapons to do what? They sell weapons to kill people. All right. You have terrorist organizations. All right. Al Qaeda, Boko Haram, all of them. You name them. Where do they get their weapons? Because these terrorists, they don't manufacture their own weapons. They buy them from somewhere. Somebody provides them with the weapons, provides them with the guns. All right. All right. Somebody gives them the guns. Somebody buys the guns and give it to the terrorist groups. Okay. Boko Haram, they're armed with armor cars. They're armed with, they even have vehicles of war. Where do they get them? All right. So that's why I'm saying that the powers that be, they are funding the terrorist organizations, even supplying them with weapons. Okay. And they send these terrorist organizations to this region, send this other terrorist organization to other regions, and then they are fighting. But these people, the two people fighting, all of them are controlled by the same person. The groups themselves, they're not aware that the one who's funding Al Qaeda is also funding Boko Haram. Boko Haram is thinking that doing justice, and Al Qaeda is thinking is doing justice. All of them have the same master, but they're not aware that they have the same master. So this is how the elites work, all right? And this is what the USA is doing. And the USA, they're not even ashamed about what they're doing now. Quado says, who created the terrorist Americans? Well, rumor has it that the CIA is funding these groups. All right. A rumor has it that the CIA is funding this group, you know. Well, in fact, if you have seen some movies, okay, because sometimes they put this information in the movies that we watch, and we watch the movies and think it's just a movie, or else they're telling you what they do, okay? Because in some movies, they tell you that the CIA is funding this terrorist group. The CIA has a front company or oil company, and then they're using that oil company to fund or to sponsor the terrorists, okay? So that's how they work, okay? So that's how they work. But now America is not using terrorists. Right now, America is not using terrorists because America wants it to be known that it is taking over the world. That is why America is not using terrorists. It is the president of the United States of America who's saying, I'm going to bomb Iran. It is the president of America who's saying, I'm going to send Iran back to the Stone Age. So the USA is not using terrorists. The USA is using legitimate military. The United States of America, it's using its men and women. All right? It's using its men and women, its military, to attack, to achieve this goal. So the USA will never use terrorists, okay, in achieving its goal, because it must be a legitimate take over when they finally do that. The USA will only use propaganda, will only use deception. They will only tell us that, okay, how did they invade Libya? How did they invade Afghanistan? How did they invade Iraq? They've always been lying. The USA has always used lies to attack and invade a country. They said in Libya there was weapons of mass destruction. There was nothing like that. And we know that they went to Libya because they wanted the gold in Libya. We know they went to Libya because Libya was Gaddafi had a system that each and every citizen of Libya had a shelter, had money, had a salary. You understand that? So, Gary Gilmore, welcome, brother. I love this guy. Whenever he comes, he's going to tell you to stop talking. All right. So they wanted to destroy Libya because Libya was proving to the world that the government can be able to take care of its citizens. All right. So what Libya was doing was remarkable, was beautiful. Because Libya was taking care of its citizens, using the oil, using the gold, using the minerals, using everything that the state was doing to take care of its citizens. And when they saw that Libya was becoming a bad example, and they thought if all African countries can try and start doing that, we're going to have a problem. And therefore, they created a lie and say there are weapons of mass destruction in Libya. Let us go there and deal with them. So it was a lie. So America will always use lie. So if they lied in Libya, lied in Afghanistan, lied in Iraq, lied in Syria, wherever they go, it's lies, lies. What makes you think they're not lying in Iran? What makes you think they're telling the truth in Iran? We know wherever America goes, they go with a lie. In Venezuela, they lied. Maduro was not ill-treating his citizens. Maduro was in Venezuela. They were living a good life. But they went in. Why? Say this president is bad. How can you say the president is bad when the citizens are not saying the president is bad? And what they do, they will have people within your country who will be used to start an uprising. When the uprising fails, they assassinate you. When they fail to assassinate you, they do whatever they can do. They capture you like they did with Maduro. So America has been lying. But in them lying, they've always achieved their goals. All right? Because till today, people believe that there were weapons of mass destruction in Libya. Till today, they believe that Saddam Hussein was some evil person and all that. It was a lie. All of it. Lies, lies, lies. So even today in Iran, how can you trust America when they say there are nuclear weapons in Iran? They want to denuclear Iran. How can you denuclear somebody who does not have nuclear? How do you denuclear Iran when they don't have nuclear? So it was not about nuclear. It was about oil. It was about oil. America is set to control the whole world. And the only way you can have power over the whole world is to take the resource or the mineral which the whole world needs. And oil, it's needed by every country. And okay, let me take it's adverse. Adverse says it's Iran idiot. It's Iran. All right, okay. We thank you. See, it doesn't matter how you call it. You call it Iran, you call it Iran. It doesn't matter. You know which country I'm talking about. I mean, really, those are such a petty things. I mean, that's so petty, brother. So petty. Iran, Iran, it don't matter. It don't matter. Don't be so petty, brother. Don't be petty. Don't be petty. Talk about what we're talking about here. Anyway, thank you. All right, so we can see that America always uses lies, and the media is there to spread the lies. Okay? So the media is always there to spread the lies. So whenever America speaks, The media is there to take whatever America is saying to the whole world. All right. But gone are those days where we just swallow everything, we just take everything. Now we begin to analyze, we begin to think, we begin to critique, we begin to criticize, we ask the question, but why is America doing this? Why is America in Iran? Why is America bombing hospitals? Why is America bombing schools? Why is America, killing innocent people? Is it about the Strait of Hormuz? Is it about nuclear? It is not about nuclear. So if you wanted to denuclear Iran, why then do you kill? Why then do you bomb schools? If you want to denuclear Iran, why do you then bomb hospitals? Why? What are you doing bombing bridges? What are you doing bombing oil refineries? What are you doing bombing water plants? What are you doing with that? If you want to denuclear, since you tell us that there's nuclear in Iran, it means you know the location where the nuclear is located. Why don't you bomb those nuclear sites? What are you doing bombing hospitals? What are you doing bombing schools? What are you doing bombing churches? You understand that? That's the lies we're talking about. Adverse says it matters only hypocrites call it that. So if you are not like them, don't sound like them. All right. Adverse says we stand with Iran. All right, brother, we stand with Iran. Ida Maria says I'm Swedish and we also stand with Iran. True. I mean, really, I you understand? Iran was provoked. Iran was attacked by the USA. All right. Iran was provoked by the USA. So and Iran does not have nuclear. All right. If Iran had nuclear, you remember, if Iran had nuclear, then the USA would have bombed the nuclear site and left the Middle East. They are still there because the issue, it's not about nuclear. They're still there because it's about oil supply. I can tell you now, the USA is not interested in having the Strait of Hormuz opened because the USA is busy making deals now with the nations of the world. The USA is busy signing oil deals with the nations of the world because every deal that the nations of the world had with the Middle East was cancelled, forfeited, because the Middle East is not able to send oil globally right now. So each and every nation that had a deal or an arrangement with the Middle East in terms of oil supply, the Middle East is not supplying oil as we speak, like it used to be globally. That space has been taken by the USA. So the USA is busy cutting deals, busy making deals with the nations of the world. When they're done with those deals, then they can open the Strait of Hormuz. And when they do open the Strait of Hormuz, I wouldn't be surprised if the USA buys all the oil from the Middle East. I wouldn't be surprised if the USA says we will buy 50% of the oil or will control 50% of the oil in the Middle East once the Strait of Hormuz is open. Because that's what they want. They want to control oil supply globally. It's not about anything else. It's not about anything else. And for those of you who follow prophecy, we know that it has been prophesied that the last superpower will control the oil. All right. The last superpower will control the oil, will control the buying and selling globally. Ida Maria says, my grandmother fled Germany during World War II. So our history will remember the stories and we will not stand with a genocidal warmonger. When Trump realizes Norway has oil, he will come for us too. Definitely. Definitely they will come for you. But here's the thing, Maria. Here's the thing. When they come to you, they first come and knock on your door and say, hey, we are here. We want your oil. You can give it to us. We can cut a deal, or you can resist, and then we'll bring war to your doorstep. This is how they work. Okay, this is how they work. If you guys there in Norway, when America comes and say we want your oil, and you say, well, let's cut a deal, there will be no war. They only fight countries that are refusing or resisting. Okay, if you do not resist, they don't fight you. But the moment you resist, that's when the propaganda starts. That's when they'll say you have a mass, well, a weapon of mass destruction. That's when they'll come and say you have nuclear. You've been secretly building nuclear. That's what they do. So there are 5 countries that the USA has identified as the enemies of the USA. And those countries are Venezuela, Iran, China, Russia, North Korea. All right, 5. Venezuela, Iran, China, Russia, North Korea. All right, 5 countries. You say, where do I get this information? I'm getting this information from Project 2025. There is the presidential manual titled Project 2025. It is a presidential transition. In this manual, Trump has been mandated to destroy Iran, to destroy Venezuela, to destroy China, to destroy Russia, to destroy North Korea. Whether economically or through trade war or physical war, they don't care. So whatever Trump has been doing, it's a script. He's following a script, okay? And I understand many people, they view Donald Trump as a stupid person, as a foolish person, as a man without brains. I can tell you, Donald Trump is not a fool. Donald Trump is not an idiot. Donald Trump is not an imbecile. Donald Trump is simply following the script. Donald Trump is simply doing what he has agreed to do. Donald Trump promised these people that should I be elected president, I will be able to fulfill this mandate. And whatever Donald Trump is doing is just fulfilling the mandate that he has been given by the Project 2025. If you are not aware of the Project 2025, you've never read it, you have never seen it, Google it, okay? Go to your Chrome, go to Chrome, Google Project 2025, download the PDF version of Project 2025. You will be shocked of the plans. So when we speak the way we speak, it's because we know what is happening, all right? We know what is happening. We knew that Venezuela will be attacked. We just did not know when. We knew that Iran will be attacked. We just did not know when, because all the plans about attacking Venezuela are there, contained in Project 2025. It's a public document. They don't even hide it. That is why I'm saying that America will not use terrorists in this war. America will use its men and women. They will not use terrorists, because this is a public document. Project 2025 is not a secret document. It's a public document which states clearly that the USA needs to deal with these 5 nations, the enemies of USA: Venezuela, Iran, China, Russia, North Korea. All right? It's stated there, black and white. So it's not a secret. It is just that the media will never take this document or this manual, Project 2025 manual, and share it with the public, because the media, the mainstream media, it is not interested in truth. It is not the media wants to always react to when things are happening. The media are reactionary. They don't do investigative journalism. They don't do investigative journalism anymore. They're just reactors. They react when something happens. Ooh, breaking news. They just want to break the news. They don't want to follow the news. They don't want to make the news. All right? They don't want to expose the news. They want breaking news because everybody, the moment you see breaking news, you're sitting down. You want to know what is this breaking news. That is why no mainstream media is exposing Project 2025, because the people who are the authors of Project 2025, they own and control the media. So we are cooked. That's why I'm saying that we are being deceived, all of us, MB 777. We are being deceived, all of us. It doesn't matter whether you're a pastor, a politician, a judge. It don't matter who you are. We are all being deceived. Whether you work for government or you work for the private sector, it don't matter. All of us are being deceived. All of us. All of us are being deceived, right? And nobody is asking a question. But if there is this document, Project 2025, with all the plans publicly, how come we are not aware of this document? How come the media is not analyzing the document? They will never analyze it because they are waiting for the news to break. That's when they will talk about it. And they will never refer to the manual, because they are not after truth. They don't want to tell the truth. So download Project 2025 manual. You will get all the plans, all right? So we know that 2 nations are down. Remember, Project 2025 is focusing mostly on 5 countries: Venezuela, Iran, China, Russia, North Korea. We know 2 are down. Venezuela is down. Iran is down. Okay? China is next. Russia is next. North Korea is next. I know many people are saying, well, China will never be destroyed. I know many people believe that China is the next superpower after the USA. Many are saying that the American empire is falling. And because the American empire is falling, then China will take over. Brothers and sisters, that's a dream. It's a dream that will never happen. America, it's not gonna fall. It's not gonna come to an end as an empire. What America will become, it's a world empire. So America is shifting from being a superpower to being a world empire, all right? It's moving from being just a superpower to being a world empire, to control the whole world. That is what is happening. And I don't see why we're failing to see this thing. I don't see why we're failing to connect what America is doing. Okay? Because once America controls Iran, they now have control of the Middle East. Because in the Middle East, the most powerful nation is Iran. But now the USA will cut deal with Iran. Remember, Iran has facilities, oil facilities. And these oil facilities can only store that amount of oil for some time. Failure to release the oil, failure to use the oil, those facilities may break. So Iran, soon or later, must cut a deal with the USA. That is going to happen. No offense, welcome. No offense, welcome, says Donald Trump loves you. Well, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about the love of Trump. I'm not sure about that. All right. So this is what is actually happening. So all the noise that we're hearing, all the things that we see, we should not just waste our time on it. I mean, a whole lot of things are happening, okay? And these whole lot of things that are happening have been revealed to us. We just need to go for this information. We just need to look at this information and take it, all right? And take it and use it. And take it and use it. So the USA, it's never going to come to an end as a superpower. It will transition to a world superpower. 5 countries that the USA needs to deal with in order to become the world superpower. There are only 5 nations that are a threat to the United States of America. Only 5. Of the 5, 3 has been neutralized. Only 3, 2 has been neutralized. Only 3 remains, okay? Of the 5 nations that America fears, that America is scared of, 2 of them have been neutralized, Venezuela and Iran. Now China remains. The moment America neutralizes China, controls China, then you will have Russia remaining. The moment America has control of China, of Russia, then you will have North Korea remaining. Because by far, North Korea, it is the most dangerous nation in the world. North Korea, it is the most dangerous nation in the world. Not that North Korea is abusing people or killing people. It is dangerous because of the type of weapons they have. North Korea has weapons that no other nations have. Even America does not possess the weapons that North Korea have. Remember, North Korea is not part of any international laws when it comes to missiles, when it comes to ballistics. North Korea is creating some dangerous weapons, okay, that have capability to reach anywhere in the world. That's North Korea. So America, should the United States want to seize control globally without first making friendship with North Korea, making friendship with Russia, making friendship with China, then China, Russia, North Korea will retaliate. So USA needs to make sure that all these nations are under its control. All these nations are friends or are in support of the United States of America. So when the United States of America seizes control globally, there is no nation strong enough, no nation capable to resist the US takeover, the USA taking over globally. So now what we see, it is the USA taking over nations, but they are starting with these powerful nations. They are starting with these powerful nations with the capability to engage in a war. We've seen that Iran is capable to fight. For the last 60 days, Iran has been able to stand toe-to-toe with with Israel and the USA. So Iran has shown us its strength. Nobody can doubt the capability of the military of Iran. Nobody can do that. In fact, people thought that Iran won't survive a week. Some, they said Iran won't survive a day, 3 days. But Iran has been surviving, bombing Israel daily, not with one missile, not with one bomb, but multiple warheads. You understand that? So we know that indeed America was correct in identifying Iran as a threat. So America was correct in their analysis. And also, they are correct in their analysis when it comes to China. China is not only an enemy to the USA military, but also economically, okay? So when it comes to China, China is taking over most of global markets, okay? Because their products are cheap, and their product, not only are they cheap, they're good, all right? And simple and not complicated. So China is entering the global market to an extent that it is almost in an equal standing with the USA. And USA cannot have China invading the space, because should China be allowed to invade the global markets to an extent that it becomes equal with the USA, China has the capability to remove USA from the global market. So the USA has identified that we cannot allow China to reach our level, military and economically, all right? So this is what is happening. And therefore, China will be neutralized. It will never be a superpower. Russia will be neutralized. It will never be a superpower. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And the reason, again, it's not going to happen, people, we know that we have the body called the United Nations, all right? The United Nations. Who controls the United Nations? Which country controls the United Nations? The United Nations is controlled by USA. The United Nations is controlled by USA. The United Nations headquarters are in New York, in the USA. So all, even as we speak, you and I today, even as we speak, you and I today, the USA controls all nations, all right? And somebody will say, no, but they don't. They do, brother. They do, sister. They do control. America do control the United Nations. Russia is part of the United Nations. China is part of the United Nations. Can't say the same thing about North Korea. All right? But the countries that I've mentioned, they're part of the United Nations. And the United Nations is run and controlled from America in New York. They say the USA is the host of the United Nations. You and I, we know that when somebody is a host, whether they are hosting a party, hosting whatever they are hosting, you know that the host is in charge. The host is in control. When you are my guest, I control you. I tell you where to sleep. I tell you where to have lunch, where to have breakfast. You are under my care. You are under my control. You are under my hand. I'm responsible for you. So the USA is responsible for the United Nations. No matter how they speak about the United Nations, no matter how what they say, here's the thing: we need to learn not to listen to what they tell us. We need to learn not to listen to what they tell us, and learn to search or find things they're not telling us. So there is what they're telling us, but we need to ignore what they're telling us and ask, what is it that they're not telling us? Because what is more important? It's not what they're telling us, it's what they're not telling us. Did they ever tell us what is the mission and purpose of the United Nations? They did not tell us. And you know what is the purpose and mission of the United Nations? Is to unite all nations under one leader, under one president. So the purpose of the United Nations is to have a united government, a united world government, something we call one world government. That is the mission of the United Nations, nothing else. Why would you unite the nations if you have no ambitions or desires to have a one government? You understand that? Why would you unite all nations if you have no ambitions or desires for a one world government? So the purpose of the United Nations is to have a world government, one global system, one president, one health system, one banking system, one trading system, one system. That is the purpose of the United Nations. All right, and this United Nations, or this one world government, is led by the USA. And that is why the USA is doing what it is doing, dealing with nations that are a threat to what the USA wants to achieve. So there must be no opposer. There must be no one resisting the missions and plans of the USA. This is what we see today. So, but it comes in a form of war. So you think it's war. It's not a genuine war. It's a fake war. Unfortunately, in this fake war, real people are dying. Unfortunately, in this fake war, hospitals are being destroyed. Unfortunately, in this fake war, schools are being destroyed. People are losing their lives. Unfortunately, in this war, properties are destroyed. But the war is fake. So because we see people dying, we see people displaced, we see people dislocated, we say, oh, this is bad. So it's a fake war, all right? It's a fake war. No, that there's no nuclear in Iran, but you are told that the war in Iran is because of the nuclear, but they've got no nuclear there. So everything, all the wars that are going to follow after this one, when you see America and China fighting, you must know that it's a fulfillment of Project 2025. When you see America and Russia in loggerheads fighting, remember that they are fulfilling the script, Project 2025. When you see North Korea and America fighting or having a peace deal, you need to know that they are fulfilling the scripture, the script, Project 2025. When you see Iran and USA reaching a deal, reaching an agreement, you must know that they're all playing Project 2025 manual. I don't believe China is not aware of Project 2025. They are aware of it. Iran is aware of Project 2025. They are aware of it, and they know. That's why Iran was prepared for this. Now, because Iran refuses to surrender its sovereignty, then they must be attacked until such a time that Iran says, okay, we'll play along. The moment Iran says, I will play along, the war is over. Everything is over. When it shall go to China, the moment China says, okay, we're going to play along, it will be over. If they go to Russia, when Russia says it's fine, we will play along, it is over. Okay? But the powers that be, because they have weapons, and they want to use their weapons, they want to show the world how powerful they are, war will continue. War will continue so that the elites can make money while others become poor because of the war. So when the elites are becoming richer because of the war, the citizens are becoming poor because of the war. This is bad. This is terrible. This is bad. This is terrible, but it's the case, and this is what is happening. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's gonna happen. It must happen. All right, it's gonna happen. It must happen. Okay. I'm gonna now look at some reports that have been happening. Have you okay? I don't know. Have you realized that the COVID scandals, the COVID-19 scandals are back, and the people who misled the nations are being punished now? They're facing trials in the USA. During the COVID-19, many misleading information by the leaders, by the medical people, by the trusted people with PhDs, whatever, they lied to the masses, they lied to the citizens, and currently they are being investigated. Your Fauci and his advisors, they're facing the accountability currently as we speak. All right. Let me read you this information that we have here, as always. Okay, it says here, the US is making a decision today on the final blow to Iran. All right. They're saying the US is making a decision today on the final blow on Iran. Whether they will decide that we are going to attack Iran or they will decide to cut a deal, I am not sure at this point. James White says, hi, do you understand what you are saying? Are you normal? I think you are. What? Well, I am one of them. You see, here's the thing. When you share information, you don't have to choose a side. You don't have to pick a side. Share information as it is. And whether you are for the information or you are against information, that should remain your personal thing. So in this podcast, we are not choosing sides when we share information. We give information as it is. Even if we must praise someone we don't like, we do that in this podcast. It is not about what majority of people believe is right. It is not about what majority of people believe is wrong. It's about the truth. We present the truth. Okay. So our analysis are not centered on personality. Okay. So when we analyze, we don't become personal. We analyze based on the information at our disposal. Okay. Sometimes we present something we don't like. Sometimes we present something we do not agree with, but that is the truth that is currently happening. And so we do not choose sides. Okay. We present it as it is. So your duty is to um, take the news, do your own analysis, find out whether what we're saying is truth or it is not truth. Okay. So what we do not do is to take sides. What we do not do is to suppress information. Now, we don't do that. We don't behave like the mainstream media. We don't like how the mainstream media is breaking down the news, is analyzing the news. So we cannot bring that mainstream behavior in this podcast. We share information as it is. Like, for an example, we talk about Iran and the USA, and we look at what USA has been able to achieve. Okay, many people believe that USA wasted 25 billion. They did not achieve anything. And when we analyze and say, really, did America not achieve anything, we discover that indeed America achieved something. Okay, and we talk about it. We say the Middle East used to supply between 30 and 32% of oil globally, and that 30 global supply of oil percent, that 30% global oil supply, it's now sitting in the USA. The USA has closed that gap, and now the USA has more control of oil supply in the world than before the war. That is an achievement for the USA. But some people, they don't see that, they don't analyze that. And so, no, America has lost the war. America has not achieved anything. And they're focusing on what Trump said, that the war will be over in 2 days. The war will be over in 3 days. The Strait of Hormuz will be open in 2 days. Now, when you focus on the Strait of Hormuz, when you focus on what the mainstream media or what the Trump administration has been reporting, you will only look at what they said about the Strait of Hormuz. They said it will be open. It is still not open today. So when you focus on what they're telling you, you miss the bigger picture. So we go beyond what they're telling us. We look beyond what they've said. We said, but what is it that America had before the war? What is it that America did not have before the war? And we realized that America did not have the 30% supply of oil globally before the war. That 30% supply of oil was in the Middle East. America was able to take it from the Middle East to the USA. And we say that is a powerful achievement. So if America before the war supplied 20% or 30% of the oil globally, now you add the 30% that comes from the Middle East. It means now America controls 60% of global oil supply. That is an achievement. How can you say America has lost? It has not lost. It has won the war. Okay, so that's how we analyze it. Coming to Iran, Iran was minding its own business. America came to Iran, destabilized Iran, attacked Iran. Okay, so who is wrong between America and Iran? America is wrong. America has no respect of international law. America has no respect of any agreement. America is a deceptive nation. Okay, whenever they're negotiating with Iran, America is the first one to break the agreement. America is the first one to violate the agreement. That has always been the case. Even the people of Iran, they don't trust America. The officials in Iran do not trust America. That is the fact. Those are the facts. Those are the facts. But the fact that I believe injustice is being done to Iran, it does not make me blind to what America is achieving at the same time. So I see that America is wrong by attacking Iran. I agree that Iran should be respected, should be protected, should be defended from America, from Israel. I agree. But I cannot overlook the achievements that America has been able to achieve during this war. So by looking and talking about the achievement of the USA, now it seems like I'm siding with USA. I don't side with USA. I don't favor USA, but the truth is the truth. The truth is that America is now supplying more oil globally than it did before the war. Iran is supplying less oil than it did before the war. Iran is losing more than 200 to 300 million per day because they're not able to supply oil. USA is making more of that money today. Those are truthful analysis. No emotions attached to it, no personality attached to it. It's simply facts. So that's how we do it, James White. We do not take sides. We present truth as it is. All right. That's what is happening. All right. Now, another breaking news, they say Trump will make an urgent announcement today at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, right after markets close. Reports expect him to announce additional US-Israel strikes on Iran. This will be extremely bad for the markets. So I don't know. They want to go and attack Iran again, all right? And Iran armed forces said that we have information the US intends to attack again, warning if Iran is hit, say goodbye to the region's oil and gas for a long time. So Iran was prepared that should they be attacked, they will say, should Iran be attacked, they say goodbye to the region's oil and gas for a long time. In other words, Iran simply says, if you attack us, we will destroy all the region. And you see, here's the thing. So if Iran says, if you attack us again, say goodbye to the region's oil and gas for a long time. In other words, Iran is simply saying they will not produce oil and gas, or are they saying they will also bomb the oil facilities in the Middle East and gas facilities in the Middle East, so there will be no gas and oil coming out from Iran? Is that what they're saying? You understand? And if that happens, it will be a win for USA, because everyone now will go to the USA for oil, will go to the USA for gas. This is what I'm saying, that these people, they are fighting, they are talking, we listen to their words, but we don't go beyond what they're telling us. Because if Iran will tell the world that, see, if America hits us, say goodbye to the oils region and gas. In other words, no one globally will be receiving oil from the region. No one will be receiving gas from the region. And if the region is not producing oil, if the region is not producing gas, where will the world go for gas? America. Where will the world go for oil? America. So I'm saying it doesn't matter what action Iran takes. Whatever action Iran takes, America benefits. When they close the Strait of Hormuz, America benefits from the closure, because everyone who was getting oil from the Strait of Hormuz, they're now getting it from America. So it doesn't matter how Iran reacts. It doesn't matter how Iran reacts. Any reaction done by Iran, USA benefits. I don't know if you see that. If they say no one will receive oil from the region, no one will receive gas from the region, it does not matter. USA will benefit because USA got oil. USA, they have oil, lots and lots and lots of oil. USA, they've got gas, lots and lots and lots of gas. So it doesn't matter how Iran reacts, USA will benefit. That is what it is happening. All right, this is what is happening. And so we need to be careful. We need to be careful as we do this analysis. Yes, Iran has been wronged here. I agree with you all. Iran has been wronged here. Iran has been invaded. Iran is being attacked illegally, so, without a cause. All right. But whether it's without a cause, or we just have to look at who is benefiting from this attack. Who is benefiting from this attack? That is the only thing we need to look at. All right? Okay. Okay, yo, I was looking for a certain document here that I thought I had. I can see that I'm not able to see it now. Let me try this. Maybe I'm gonna find it, because we love to present something that we can see. Okay. All right. So CENTCOM is planning strikes and assassination in Iran. Proof the peace talks were just to take time to plan, reload, and prepare for another attack. Iran was right not to trust these talks. And some time ago, Calendar Man, hey, brother, welcome, brother, and good morning to you, brother. Peace. I invite you to Islam, to the worship of Allah, our only creator. Oh, brother, thank you for the invitation. Oh, somebody, we did talk about that the ceasefire is for the US, it might be for the USA to regroup, for the USA to reload, for the USA to take time to recover. And if they do attack Iran, it means that analysis was correct to say that America just needs some time to get more weapons, just needs some time to get more men and women, just needs some time, to reload, to take a break and go back to the war. All right. And it may be that analysis was correct, but let us wait and see. Let us wait and see what's going to happen. Let us wait and see what's going to happen. All right. Yeah, before I came back to this, I wanted to talk about the pestilence 19. Brother Calendar Man, I've been good, and we've missed you, brother. We've missed you, brother, but we've been good. We're not complaining. All is well. And we can see that America does not want us to have peace in the world. We see that America loves war, okay? And we believe that America is a democratic state. America, there's no democracy in America. You see, America defines what democracy is. America decides who is democratic and who is not democratic. It's so bad that when America don't like you, they will call you names. You see, the USA has a tendency of, if they don't like the government, if they don't agree with the government, they call it a regime, okay? They call it a regime, oh, this regime, okay? But if you do what they want you to do, then you are a government, a perfect government. You are not a regime. So you look at what the Americans call a regime. It's a government that is not submissive to the USA. It's a government that does not bow down to the USA. Once you don't bow down to the USA, you are referred to as a regime. That's how they work. That's how they work, and that's how they roll. And so many people, because they don't want to fight with USA, they're scared to engage in war with USA. They submit to the demands of the USA. But Iran said, no, we will not do that. We will not submit easily. We will fight. That's what Iran said. We will fight for our land. We will defend our land even with our bodies. That's what they said. Calendar Man says, the other has always been a great mind control tool. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. They're the best when it comes to that mind control. They're the best. They are the best. They are the best, brother. They are the best. All right. Let me look for this one here, and then we're gonna call it for the day. Today it's Friday. We're not gonna go live for a long time. We're not gonna go live for a long time. All right. So this is what is happening. We know that all nations are controlled. Okay, there is no nation that is under the United Nations that is independent. All nations are controlled by power, by a power. We say Israel is a puppet. We say America, it's a puppet. All of them, they work for the papacy. All of them are controlled by the papacy. So let's have a great weekend. Let's have a great weekend. Let us be safe wherever we are. Let us remember that there is no government that is independent. America is not an independent government. Israel is not an independent government. All right. The only independent government is the papacy, because the papacy is the one that rules the world. The papacy is the one that controls everything and everyone. The Jesuits, the Freemason, the Illuminati, all of those ones, all right? The secret societies, those are the people who are actually running the world. The rest of the people, these are puppets. And that is the truth. So in order to achieve their goals of global control, global government, one world government, indeed, there must be puppets all over the world. All governments must be controlled by these people, because once these people have now in place the leaders who are obedient to them, then the powers that be will be able to control everyone in the world. Okay, they'll be able to control everyone in the world. So in future, all of us are going to be slaves of the government. In future, all of us will be treated as slaves of the government. All of us. The digital ID we spoke about yesterday, the digital currency we spoke about yesterday, is intended and designed to make us submissive to the state. All right? We know about the digital ID, and many people are happy. Oh, we're going to have digital IDs. Oh, we're going to have digital currency. Oh, while the world is improving its civilization. I'm telling you, this is back to it's modern day slavery. The digital ID, digital currency, modern day slavery. Because if you are not obedient to the state, if you are not submissive to the state, they will just deactivate your digital ID, and then and there you will become a foreigner. You will become an immigrant, okay? Without papers, without payment. So the digital ID is the modern day slavery. It's not civilization. Digital currency is not civilization. It's modern day slavery. Because you need to be in your best behavior. They'll be watching us daily. They'll be watching us every moment. They know where we are, what we're doing, who we are with, what we are saying. So this government will literally be watching us 24/7. They know where you are sleeping. They know where you are shopping. They know even when you're taking a walk, taking an exercise, going to pray in a mountain, going to meditate. They know, they are watching you, they hear you, they can see you. Modern day slavery. Your freedom will be gone. And we call it civilization. It's not civilization. It's modern day slavery. So all of us, when the digital ID, digital currency is finally rolled out, all of us, we are losing our freedoms. We are losing our peace. From the day Digital IDs are rolled out globally and even nationally. We are kissing our freedom goodbye. We are kissing our world as we know it goodbye. Because from that moment on, each and every government will be spying on its citizens. Each and every nation will be spying on its own citizens. I just saw, I think 2 days ago, that even Ford cars are being now inserted with AI things that are inserted with cameras. The car will look at you and see whether you are fit to drive or not fit to drive. It will not drive you when it suspects that you are not good emotionally, you're not stable emotionally, your heart is pumping fast. You understand that? That is nonsense. So everything is controlled. Everything is fitted with AI. Everything is fitted with programs. Your car can just stop in the middle of the road. The moment you're talking to somebody on the phone and they make you angry on the phone and you're angry, nah, you don't talk to me like that. Your car will just turn off. Your car will switch itself off. And it will tell you, no, you are not in a good condition to drive. I'm like, but drive. Imagine. So your car will belong to the government. Your car will be able to take your fingerprints and run it to the system. Your own car becomes your enemy. So all the cars that we shall be buying from 2027, dangerous cars, they become our enemies. So these people, they will use our laptops, use our phones, use our cars, use our washing machines, use just about anything to track us, use about anything to spy on us. Freedom is gone. Freedom is gone. And this is why I'm saying that the powers that be, they will never tell us the truth. All right? They will never tell us the truth. They say they're putting cameras for our safety. They're putting cameras on the streets, putting cameras in the malls, putting cameras wherever they're putting them, saying it's for our own safety. It is not for our own safety. It's for spying. Spying. Freedom, as we know it, it's gone. Well, let me thank you so much for joining us today. This is where we ended up. This is where we end our program today. Subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed. Thank you for joining us today. May you have a great weekend. We're going to meet again next week, Monday. Have a great weekend. Those of you who are keeping the Sabbath, happy preparation day and happy Sabbath day when it shall finally come. Subscribe to the channel. Do not leave without subscribing. Our freedom as we know it are coming to an end. Ask the people in Lebanon, ask the people in Gaza, ask the people in Palestine, ask the people in Iran. They thought they had freedoms. They thought they had rights. They thought they are free until the powers that be showed them that you don't have rights. We allow you to have rights. Until the people show them that you are allowed to have rights. You don't have right to your rights. You are allowed to have rights. You don't have freedom. You are allowed to have freedom. So everything that we enjoy in today's world, we are allowed to have it. Not that we deserve it. We cannot claim it. We cannot fight for it. The powers that be allow us to have it. The freedom that you think you have, you are being allowed to have it. The freedom of movement, it's allowed for you to have it. The freedom of speech, you are being allowed to have it. You don't have it. So whenever they want to take it, they take it. Whenever they want to end it, they end it. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Let us meet next week, Monday. Goodbye.